Hi, welcome to the Cosmic Concierge desk. My name is... But you guys can call me Claire.
Hi, and I'm the co-host. But you can call me Hallis.
Here at this little chunk of nowhere in an abandoned satellite, we want to answer all your questions before you come on to your fancy little vacation to Earth. The little shithole we hold so near and dear to our hearts.
Such a place in the universe.
Basically how this works is we put a little silly... We're broadcasting this all throughout the multiverse. And basically just send us little questions we have in our description of whatever you're listening to this on. Whether this is Spotify or Klooper. And, really just send us a question and we'll answer it. Yeah.
We'll accept it from anyone. Hey, I cut this from the podcast, but Klooper listeners...
Look. Money is money, okay?
I understand, but really? We're that desperate to go Klooper?
Look, I know how you were raised. And I'm not going to bash on anyone's culture. But just the Kloopers aren't that bad.
Do you even know what let's get back to this. This is where we're going to cut this. Yeah, cut this, right?
Yeah. All right, let me just crack into some of our questions.
So while Claire over there is cracking into questions, remember to submit them at
Conciergecosmic@gmail.com.
And with that, our first question is... Wait, our email is...
Conciergecosmic@gmail.com.
Send it to...
Conciergecosmic@gmail.com.
awesome.
Also found in the description of this podcast. That's it. So you can just cut the edit in and post part. Anyway, Dayquil asks, can we say this? Dayquil asks, how many freaks are there? And it's just you can't say.
Can you just say that?
You can't. I get it. The main inhabitants of Earth are hairless chimpanzees and to a normal person. That is. But you can't just say they're freaks. I have 3 arms. You can't just say I'm a
Also, what defines a freak?
Yeah, exactly.
If you ask it up to me, all right, the humans are a species and a half.
Ow. Okay, I have to stop doing this.
Yeah, my co-host there, she's sitting, horizontally on a chair.
I was sitting on top of the chair.
Improperly, all right.
Yeah.
I want a common space for crying out. Your back's gonna. But getting back to
now,
the
I flipped
freaks.
the chair, so it's better.
Understandable, respectable. But getting back to it, freak is a relative term.
It's an incredibly derogatory term.
Yeah, that's also another word to describe it. Is this do we want to go there?
Go where? Okay. Worst case scenario, we can just cut it out and post.
True. This is a little place called Florida, and
please don't bring up. It's going to scare away tourists if you bring that place up.
Yeah, don't go there.
It is run by a rat.
It is run by
a rat. That is their monarch. Scary guy. He does all sorts of funky things.
Yeah, I don't know the rest. A bunch of other weird things, but also the police force is alligators. Last I heard, and little swamp things.
Alligators, and remember, most alligators have been exiled everywhere else in the verse. So just bad news. Bad news bears.
If you see a little landmass, there's 3
kind of looks like a genitalia. Avoid any genitalia shaped places.
Yeah, well, hold on. There's more than one of those.
There is?
Yeah, there's more than one.
There is?
There's more than one genitalia shaped. Have you ever heard of the Nordic region? This is a really cold area, the Nordic region.
Isn't that Yes, the Asgardians. That's where the Asgardians live.
Yeah, it's where they live. Really cool, but
I love the Asgardians. They tricked so many people.
I know. When they just got away with it.
Yeah.
But the whole area is just sort of one big old. It
is genitalia. Okay, you can go to that one.
Yeah, you can go to that.
But only
one.
because it's studying our Asgardian history. So that's if you're a history buff, you might want to go there.
Exactly. This other place, Korea,
didn't what was it? Yes, a mutant tomato. A mutant tomato and a flying goblin killed the ruler of that place.
Was it?
Yeah.
Or was that? Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, it was a mutant tomato and a flying goblin.
Why would they do that?
I don't even know.
We should probably like stop by. You ever hear those things they have down there? Libraries?
Huh.
Yeah, they're like they just have a whole bunch of like books and like information.
Probably full of lies.
Maybe, but
And
same.
I assume they're underground, right?
No, they're above ground. They're,
That's
and the
just
thing-
an oxymoron. Why would they be buried then?
No. The books, they're free. Like you can just come in, rent them, and
Because
return.
they're full of lies.
You gotta learn to be more trusting. Like I know I was harping on the users earlier, but like, which cut that part out of the podcast. But like, from what I've heard, they're like actually a good, reliable resource.
Full of lies.
Oh, like day trip down to there.
No. Look, all I'm saying, if I named like a place the Danger Factory and it sold puppies or something, that would be dumb.
Okay, but just hear me out. All right, now, look, Earth has a lot of weird, like mismatched naming conventions everywhere. All right, like what was it? The one place, Paris, City of Love, or City of
Horses.
Yeah, those two. From what I've heard, they're not that great in reality. They have a thing called like was it Paris syndrome, where like you think something's all big
They
shit.
think it's all big, and then you go in there and you see that the sewers have like dead people in there.
Yeah. Heard a buddy of mine got like lost down there once.
Huh.
So if avoid Paris too.
Avoid Paris. Everywhere else in the continent of France, that's fine.
Yeah.
We love the continent of France.
Oh yeah, big supporters here. Really weird how they just sort of like. Do you remember was it 1940 something? How like
You're not supposed to talk about that. You're not supposed to talk about the 1940s. You know Charlie Chaplin isn't allowed.
okay, my bad. All right, we really should have like discussed this beforehand. We'll cut this out.
Well, yeah, we'll cut that.
Next question.
Yeah, next question. Let's roll into it.
Yeah, continent of France, real.
Good place.
Yeah.
A little guy asks where the hose at.
Hose.
I don't know what this means.
Same here. Hose.
So like, looking it up, it says that hose are a tool. So I assume that you can find a hose at like the little house next to the big house in people's house.
Yeah.
Where like they keep all of their various artifacts, like the body hider, the what's this one? The Z.
Yeah.
Z.
Or like the meat zipper.
Meat zipper. Yeah.
But
I assume you can find those, a hoe in there.
A hoe.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think like, why would they need that?
I assume they want to get in on some of the lush, fertile soil in America, like the stuff you can find in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Well, now, that's probably why they're building like that line, right?
Exactly. Like
they don't want to impede on all that good fertile land.
Yes, that's why they're making the city into just like 1 hectare.
Yeah. What's standard measurement? I'm just trying to think, because if you have all that land, right? And ostensibly you're going to need a hoe for that, right?
Yeah.
But that's a lot of... How big is a hoe?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like...
You can't see this because this is audio, but
Yeah.
Hallis is trying to measure the hoe with his hands.
My arms, they go long, all right? But I don't know if this is, like, long enough. Like...
Yeah.
So this is, it's like big places.
Yeah, there are big places.
So if you are going to find the hoes... And be warned, they're probably big.
They're well, honestly, I don't think they're big enough, and that's the problem. That's why, they're asking where they are, so maybe they can amass an army.
Do we want a hoe army, though?
Do we want a hoe
Do we want to
army?
support this?
I
mean, I know we avoid Earth politics. And all that.
I don't want to get too political, but I do feel that, theoretically speaking, 20 hoes are worth 1 good tool. And therefore,
Really?
Yeah.
28.
I'm just pulling an arbitrary number out of my third ass.
Yeah. Because like 20, like I feel like they should combine all the hoes into one
big tool.
big tool. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. They back on my home planet, they had a name for like really big tools. Yeah, your mom. That's what they used to call
yes,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's. I don't mean to impede on knowledge, but I think it's pronounced your mom.
Don't tell me you have the British Isles.
What the hell is that?
There's little islands, like the continent of France.
Yes.
Like these little collection of islands north of it. Big thumbs down, honestly. Like you may get lost in the sewers of France, but if you go to Britain, avoid that.
Yes.
Continent of France, baller. All right, avoid the sewers and then avoid those little islands north of it. All right.
Yeah.
But if you do, pray to the nearby Asgardians that you make it out.
Yeah.
Next question.
Next question.
So while we're waiting for Claire to pull up the next question, now's a good time to recommend places to visit. Obviously, we've already covered the continent of France, but there's little islands that people keep talking about that I've heard of. The translator's being buggy here. Bahamas. I don't know. They seem kind of toasty, especially for like most like creatures. Oh, seems my co-host is choking on a...
No, I found a question.
Oh, you found a question?
Yeah, that was my find a question noise.
Oh, all right.
And actually, so this bird actually has a handful of questions for us. So we're just gonna spitfire all of them one at a time, back to back to back.
Oh, hold on.
Alrighty. First is what are the light forms based off of? Like for example, this person is silicone based, which is fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But they want to know what best protective gear to wear.
Ooh, well, if you're silicone.
I mean, you're basically fine.
Yeah.
Like, we can throw rocks at you. We can already throw rocks at you and you'll be fine. And, like, basically the only things they have down there is, like, rocks that are really fast.
Like, oh, yeah, really fast.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine went to, remember Britain? I went there, some yee accent person thought he was breaking into his home, and then some at a musket, founding fathers. I don't know what they were on about, but really fast rocks came his way.
Yeah.
Also, silicone, right?
Yes.
So, the one danger I do possibly see for a silicone-based person entering there is that, last I heard, they were making, like, computers and, like, technology out of silicone. So you might be like...
might get kidnapped.
Yeah, and then sort of melted down and put into funny little chips, which is less than desirable, so...
Yeah, well, I don't want to speak. Maybe that is something they like. Maybe... You gotta be more progressive when you think about this. Like, maybe, what if people want to be turned into a chip? And think about it. I mean, like, I'm actually on top of the news, and like, apparently they're making these really cool like mental health assistants, called like I don't know if it's an acronym or something, but like, Goth Robo Girlfriend. I don't know. I know what Robo means, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know what the other two mean.
Robo.
Obviously, you know what fucking Robo means.
Well, Earth slang. Libraries aren't.
Yeah. Fair.
Goth?
It could be a rowboat.
Robo.
Ooh. I mean, they have considered ships are a her, so.
Hold on, rowboat technology. Oh, but then goth. Oh, hold on.
I don't even know what goth is.
I think I heard of it. There was these like, so you know the continent of France, right?
Yeah.
They used to be called like Rome, and there are these people who are outside.
It's called the rhombus.
Rhombus. My apologies. I need to research this stuff better next time.
It was led by Alexander in the No Good, Terrible, Very Bad Day.
I do remember that. But there's these like people just sort of wear they're just outside of it. They're called the Goths. They wear like a bunch of armor and like
I don't care about dead people.
Wait,
wait, unless they're taking I knew people were prehistoric, but like, I guess they're maybe doing necromancy.
Whoa.
You know, putting like what? What, do you have a problem with necromancy, do you?
No, just on Earth? Wow, I
mean,
wouldn't have seen it coming.
I'm thinking like maybe what if they're like taking the dead people you were talking about and putting them into these rowboats.
Okay. See, biggest thing, like, yeah, and, because if they're putting them on the rowboats, right,
Yeah.
why would you want the dead out at sea? Or are they joining the rowboats? Because you said there was also with technology. So
If they're being like combined, like
like
me with your mother last night.
all right. So we've gotten to that point.
Yes. Yeah.
You got something to say?
I mean, it was just like it was a one-off joke. Like,
Ah.
not
Did you fuck my mom?
no,
Okay, good.
not yet. Nothing.
Huh?
No, I didn't really say anything.
I had
Basically,
7 years. All right, I picked up on that.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
You
crap.
just didn't.
Oh, I guess I must be mistaken.
Yeah. All right, let's answer the next question.
Yeah.
Goth.
Road.
How many land masses are there, and how many people?
Ooh, define landmass and define people.
I'm gonna guess. I'm just gonna take a crapshoot. How many people there are? At least 7.
Yeah, I think that about covers it. Like, I think eight's.
It maybe
Maybe.
could be a shot. Could.
But also, are we defining humans? Right? Because also, dead or alive.
Yeah.
Because if we're counting the dead, then the rowboats.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh man, that opens a whole undead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say, in terms of alive, at least 7 or 8. Dead, who knows? Undead, well, they're combining them for the
Yeah.
rowboats. So there's one big goth undead thing lurking around.
Yeah.
So avoid that. But how many land masses there are? There's the continent of France. Then we have the continent that Florida avoid at all costs was attached to. So definitely at least 2 in that regard.
Okay, I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna be brutally honest, because I don't really care. I'm just gonna say it because like they fucked up. Like I don't know who did this, but like it was 1.
It was 1.
So I'm just gonna say 1.
Yeah.
I mean like if I throw a plate on the ground, it's not like I have 7 plates. No, it's 1 plate
Yeah.
just broken.
Yeah. So there's one landmass. Do you remember the name for it originally?
Pansexual.
That was it. Oh. One landmass, 7 to 8 living things, 1 big undead goth thing, and an undetermined number of dead things.
Yes. Yeah. Basically.
If you're going to be venturing down to Earth, I'd highly recommend avoiding the dead things. It's pretty easy. They don't do much.
They do live in the dirt,
They do live in the dirt.
which is why they bury their lies.
Now you're onto something. But do we want to avoid the big undead goth thing? Because it's in the ocean.
It is. But like, but wait, like Earth's like almost entirely ocean, right?
Like 40-90%, something like that.
Oh, those are 2 different numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two different
No,
numbers.
but like 2 very different numbers.
Yeah, like 40% land, 90% ocean, something like that. We get it. You have a lot of fingers.
I know that checks out.
That checks out?
Yeah.
But yeah, again, a lot of ocean.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, they should share.
they should share.
They fucking share.
I mean, I feel like it used to be bigger when it was pansexual, but
Yeah.
someone had to go and ruin that. So, in terms of visiting alive things, some of them are friendly. Most people on the continent of France, pretty chill. If it's the rat, avoid all costs.
He literally has a house,
Yeah.
and around the house are several torture machines that.
Never forget
Yeah.
what happened when
Yeah.
took a trip.
You took man, that.
Just taken for a ride.
Yeah, taken for a ride, and that Dumbo elephant, which is an oxymoron in and of itself.
Yeah. Thing, big creature, big head, big
Yeah.
smarts, but no Dumbo.
Yeah, no, but he wanted that, and he just never was the same.
So again, avoid the rat at all costs.
Yeah.
Kind of France, go for it. What about the rest of the contiguous, the body that the penis of Florida's attached to?
I don't care.
You don't care?
No, I don't. Why would I care?
Well, you know, we're here, hey, out of pocket. We're here to like inform them about.
Oh yes.
We don't give a shit about.
There's goo trees. If you like you go really up, you can get like these trees that just
Yeah.
like they shoot juice. They shoot these like you go in
Sticky.
there and you stick like a needle in there and out pours this like white sticky liquid, and it's not semen. It's not
Alright,
cum.
to be clear,
to be clear, it is not cum.
Yeah. Although there are a lot of white things up north.
Most of it is not cum.
Most of it is not cum.
There's
I
like
hope
there's like probably isn't. It's like a 90% chance it's not cum.
90%. Well, I mean, unless that's what you're into. White.
No, well, if you don't want to impose false hope, it's
Yeah.
probably not. It's either tree tears or it's honestly just snow.
Yeah. Do we have to explain what snow is? Because most people in like hot worlds. Will...
I mean, if they know what the Asgardians are, they know what snow is.
Yeah. For sure.
And if you don't know what snow is, just look up the Asgardians. They're basically the same thing.
Yeah. I thought it was like you have a big pot of like, water and oil, and you sort of stir it together, and it's like they very conjoined at that point, but they're not the same.
Yeah.
Because like if the Asgardians and the snow were the same, then it would be. Know what I mean?
If I ever open a book about the Asgardians, I would find information on snow.
You do make a compelling argument. All right, next question.
Yeah, next question.
Time check.
Time check. It is currently 0 hour 27 minutes.
All right.
Or 0:27. I don't know. I don't understand people time.
Yeah, I mean, it's really weird because they have to. Their entire like system revolves around how much the planet spins, right?
Yeah.
But then their like years are based on how much it goes around the sun.
Uh-huh.
But those aren't linked together. They when they measure, it gets pretty close. But sometimes like, they just have to like lob a few days off of the year sometimes. And it's not even like consistent too. Like sometimes it just flips.
Yeah. So, what are things not to do?
Ooh, visit the
Obviously,
rat.
don't go to the rat's house.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Piss off the Asgardians?
Yeah.
Really bad idea.
Oh yeah. There's a triangle. Don't go there.
Ooh. Should we? It's right next to the rat, actually. The whole sort of zone.
It is. Yeah.
If you have a little map, which I can get into maps, just sort of draw a circle when you see the penis, and then just avoid that area at all costs.
Basically.
What else is there not to do?
Oh, a lot of these people, they're like addicted to. We'll cover this because I saw one of their upcoming questions, so we can cover this later.
Mm-hmm.
But don't try any liquids unless it's water. If you know it's water, it's fine.
Oh, hold on.
If you can drink water.
If you can drink water.
If you can drink water.
And depends on what kind of water, because
Yeah.
the water that most of the planet's made up of, it's like salty and like kind of coarse. Like most humans can't drink it.
Yeah, that's because they're bitches.
They're like, why would they bother living there?
Yeah, why would they live?
It's like it gets sweaty, and then it's cold in other places. Like pick
Anyway,
one.
don't drink. I'll get more into this later, but that's what. Let's see what things not to see. Avoid the flying goblin creature, and the mutated tomato.
Definitely an avoid.
I mean, like they just destroyed an entire government, and so I would not bother them at all.
Are they still on the loose?
I think they are. Last we saw them, they were riding like a white horse or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you see a white horse and a little goblin tomato in the distance.
If you see a goblin and a tomato on a white Bronco, avoid it.
Avoid at all costs.
Avoid at all costs.
All right, what else is there to avoid?
Let's see.
I know we hyped up the trees that leak stuff out, but you want to go to the one, we already said not to go, but the one that's closer to Florida, right? I know we said avoid it. Go far north of there, because there's this other place where the trees are really cold and sometimes sticky. They call it Russia, something like that.
You don't want to fuck with that.
You don't
place.
you want to go there.
Yeah,
All right. Like, especially it's like, what do they use? West and east.
Yeah.
I think that's how they quantify directions. Yeah, like you go further west, not good, and you go further east, and there's just no one there. So regardless, stay clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you want to see like people go inside of people and go inside of people and go inside of people, because they got that.
They do
Have that.
And we don't judge. We don't judge it.
Yeah.
You taking a vacation to Earth, do what you please.
Yeah. What are we
Just-
running at time wise? How long have we? Does GarageBand not show that?
Does not show that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, yeah, we should really like get a better like
System for this.
Yeah, hindsight is 2020.
Yes. How much of every food source is poison?
Ooh.
So I mean, really, what they eat is usually fine as long as you ignore the fact that like they eat things like cows and octopi, which are like just intelligent creatures that it's dumb. But they drink a lot of poison.
They do that.
They drink a lot of poison. They'll drink like rotten fruits. They'll drink like they'll basically just rot the fruit until it's mush, and they'll drink that. They find these beans that just don't taste good at all. Like they were designed to not taste good, and they'll drink that. A thing they do eat, and it was designed specifically to like hurt you when you eat it.
Yeah, the little peppers.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
They eat,
Peepers.
yeah, and then they started designing them to make them more hurt when you eat them.
Yeah.
And
So just like don't eat any of those.
freaks, I tell you. But back to the point of like the poisons, right? They're like their bodies try and actively get rid of it, and they keep hammering more.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh.
Well, so if a human offers you a drink,
Unless it's water.
unless it's water, and
That-
you're able
to drink water.
you're able to have that. All right.
Don't mess with it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Ugh. All right. Anywho's. Why do they trade paper so often, and what's the point?
I read about this. So they used to, you remember the rocks that go really fast?
Yeah.
Different than that, but they used to trade these like shiny rocks.
Yeah.
Right, which seems infinitely cooler if you ask me. It's a shiny rock. But then one day they decided that I don't know, they didn't want to use the shiny rocks.
It's too heavy because they're bitches.
They can get stronger. Humans, they actively choose to not be strong at times.
I mean, yeah, because it really, if you boil it down, it just goes to like, strong humans make good times make weak humans, weak humans make bad times, and bad times make strong humans. And it's just this nasty cycle.
I feel like they could break from it anytime they please.
Yeah.
Like, just keep being strong and make good times.
Or stop drinking poison.
I'm
But
not-
anyways, back to the paper.
Yeah.
I think it's something the rat invented because he thought it would be funny.
Oh, that's a cruel joke.
Like, I think he thought it would be like really cool if instead of getting rid of shiny rocks, since he wanted to use all the shiny rocks in his death contraptions, where he has like small people working in caves.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know, yeah, and they're talking about hose.
Oh my
They
goodness.
keep talking about like the high hose, how they want to get on land to save the high hose.
So
But
the hose are
they
in
have
danger.
to work. They go off to work.
Okay.
But the mouse, the rat, he actively wants to keep all the shiny shit to himself. So he switched it out to little pieces of paper, and then told everyone that like paper's way cooler. And now people are just like killing each other for it.
It's a small world to be fighting over these shiny rocks. But yeah, that's about the summary of paper. If big important thing, if you're on Earth, don't take a human's shiny paper, or don't take their shiny rocks, but their paper.
Don't take their paper.
They will get really mad at you. Even it's just paper. Just like, go make more.
Well, it's not paper. If you want to be like precise, it's technically a fabric.
It's technically a fabric. Like, you can get wishy-washy, but like,
Yeah.
I feel like you can go make that at home.
Yeah.
You know, but
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do that though.
For sure.
Don't make it.
Do not.
Okay.
We cannot stress this enough.
They will cry. and then they'll put you in a box.
Oh, we should probably explain the
I
box.
don't want to though. Sure.
I can explain it. So, obviously, intergalactic, jail facilities exist, but like humans, this depends on where you go, but they kind of go too far. These Guardians, they're kind of cool with it.
Yeah.
All right,
They'll just give you a house.
Yeah, they'll give you a little house to say, yeah, you, like stay in here, right, and think about your actions, right? Not too bad a deal, all right.
Yeah.
And then you got some like the rat.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can put straight to the mines.
Yeah.
Or
Or
worse.
you get put in as one of his torture machines. Yeah.
Sickening. But this is really, they have a thing called laws, rules.
I mean, we have laws.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you're an alcoholic, so obviously you don't follow them.
Okay.
But yes, we have laws.
Yeah, you should pull out the hurtful words now. Alcoholic. But yeah, they have like a lot of dumb ones specifically.
Like how
Just-
you can't take people's paper.
Yeah. Honestly, most stuff you can't just take from people. And it's just like
Which I think is dumb, because like if I need something and they're not using it, why can't I just have it?
Exactly. Right. And then they have the whole rule around using bodies, which is what I think maybe that's why the goth rowboat is on the run. Right? Or it has to be in a boat at sea because all the bodies, you're not allowed to touch those.
Yeah.
Right? So they put them all into one.
That's why they put them underground too, in like the tunnels.
Exactly. All the bodies, right? If they're underground, one thing I don't get is that how do like little underground dwellers of the planet not get them? That's my ass, because there's a whole bunch of things.
Stop talking about that. Like we get you don't talk. There's no undergrounders.
From the things I've heard.
Oh, from the things you've heard. The things you've heard. Like
yeah,
what?
the things
Like
I've
what?
heard.
Like
All right.
what? Like what? There's a place. There's a place.
Yes,
It's just
there.
made of cheese.
No, we don't talk about that. All right.
Oh, but we can talk about the people underground.
Yes,
can't
we can talk about the people underground.
my
All right.
God.
They're in the earth. I read the stories. All right. Like they used to have these big lizard things.
Yeah.
All right. That and then they kind of got blown up by
An asteroid.
yeah, or not according to some people, but remember
Yeah, because I know what really happened. You crashed your ship in there, you alcoholic.
Okay. All right. Look.
I'm sorry, you're not that old. You are an alcoholic, though.
You know, if we weren't like
You're a very functioning one.
yeah, of course I am. I have to be. It's a professional space pilot, all right?
Yeah.
Pilot big ol' air cruisers, or space cruisers, depending on which company hires me this week. But, look, we don't got to get back to...
Congrats on your job with Boeing, by the way.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
There's been in the news, but I haven't been keeping up with that. No, we don't got to worry about that. So, where were we?
Oh, well, I think we have like one more question, and then we can be calling it for today.
All right. Thank you for listening to the podcast here. Be sure to submit any questions to
Conciergecosmic at gmail.com.
You can find it in the description of the podcast down below. Yeah. Alrighty, and our final question comes from a rain deity,
Oh boy.
which is fun. Claiming that they've seen a lot of like tabloids and like little articles on Earth about like quicksand, and they want to know
Whoa,
just like
whoa.
what it is and how to be ready for it.
For one, avoid it
Yeah.
if you can.
Avoid just sand. Well, I would say avoid sand, but unless you want to go farming. Unless you're going
Yeah.
sand farming,
Yeah.
just don't bother with it because, like, honestly, it's a grab bag. But for what you got to know with quicksand is you got to look for water. And I know, like, you got to obviously water's everywhere, but like if you see water next to sand, bad news. Bad news bears.
Bad news. All right. Once they start mixing,
Yeah.
they don't stop mixing.
Yeah.
And at that point, that's when the sand gets hungry.
Yes.
All right, because it had all this water and now it needs
Yeah.
sustenance, and it gobbles you up quick. All right.
Thus the name.
Yeah. I mean, I assume that's why the name, right? I don't naming conventions and all.
Yeah.
I still sometimes libraries are a good function.
Sure. If they weren't full of lies.
Why don't we go visit one like sometime soon? All right.
Don't want to though.
You never want to do anything.
I don't want to do anything. You're right. I'm happy here.
Happy. Where's the sense of joy? Where's the sense of whimsy?
I just said I'm happy here. That's where my joy is.
Where's the sense of adventure?
Quicksand.
Quicksand. Mm-hmm.
Yes. To know if there's quicksand, try finding a stick or maybe a serpent and throw it in there.
We gotta preface: be careful around the serpents.
No, you don't.
No?
No, don't be careful. You don't need to be careful around serpents.
Am I getting confused with something else? That's because serpents are they're the big flying things.
No. Serpents are the long, slithery guys.
Oh, they're the long things.
Yeah,
What are
they're fine.
What about all the flapping things? The flyers?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they're called airplanes.
Yeah. Avoid those.
Avoid airplanes.
What do you mind?
He got his eyes pecked out. Prometheus, a good friend of mine. He keeps getting his tummy eaten by an airplane.
I just tell him to stop. Honestly,
Yeah. It's a very easy. It's Occam's razor, truly.
Exactly. But just ask nicely.
Yeah.
It goes a long way on Earth, actually.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless you're in the Rat Kingdom.
You're in the Rat Kingdom. Yeah. But finding a serpent is pretty easy, and if you just throw one in there, the serpents they thrive in the quicksand. So if you see there, and you'll see it fall down, and if that's the case, if it falls down, it's quicksand. If it doesn't, then it's cool, and you can give it a little treat.
Exactly.
Locals are usually its preferred food.
Exactly. Although, do we know how hungry they get? Is there any standard measurement?
I think this hungry.
One zeal? Sheesh.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking because if you eat the little serpent, then I don't want to say you can be content that it's full, but maybe
we don't need to make him full. I'm not talking about giving him a full course meal, just a little thank you.
No, I'm saying the quicksand.
Oh,
right. Because if
I was talking about the snake.
Oh no. Well, if you want to be kind to your serpent, give it a full course meal. The lad's earned it. But I'm talking about if the quicksand eats your snake.
Yeah.
Will it be content with that treat, or do you if you want to?
Really, my thing with feeding the quicksand the snake is a distraction. It's it's there, so you're able to get away from it.
True. Though if you want to be a good Samaritan and rid your area of quicksand, then that's different. That's
in theory, you could just give it too much sand.
True. I'm talking about becoming a local hero in the area. Humans really like it when people help out around the community. They're very social,
Yeah.
Because this is all you can see.
We have social society.
But they're weird about it. They get into little freaky territories. And I don't mean freaky by galactic sense. I mean freaky by like what are you even on about? At some point, they have these instruments they used to communicate with each other. Bagpipes up north.
Yeah. It was their mating call, truly, and some people were jealous because they couldn't make the calls. Other people were jealous because they only had 4 fingers on each hand instead of 5.
So, any more questions, or is that?
No, that's about it for tonight.
All right. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you have any more advice, questions about Earth, send them over to the email.
Conciergecosmic@gmail.com.
Currently in the description.
If you do like this content and you want to see more of it, feel free to give us a follow on Spotify, and share with your friends, share with your family, share with the guy who lives in your basement.
Definitely share with them.
Etc.
Normal stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, and happy travels.